Good morning, YouTube. Hey, everyone out there in survival land. How you doing? Oh, they're frisky. Oh, look at that. Look at them go. Now, these things ignite really quick. See how quick I just barely touched that. Hey, YouTube. Freedom for Kaz coming at you. Hey, guys. This weekend was the Rapture weekend, and of course, we know that didn't happen. But there were a lot of other stories this weekend that were flying under the radar because of the so-called Rapture. I'm making today's video to bring a few of those stories to you. Now, the first story that I want to talk about was a story that broke out in Rolling Stone magazine called "The People vs. Goldman Sachs." And basically what this is it was an article written by Carl Levin, a senator who's a Democrat in Michigan, and Tom Coburn of Oklahoma, who is a Republican. They wrote a 650-page report about the illegalness of the bailout that went to Goldman Sachs. Apparently, Goldman Sachs lied about all their losses during 2010 and 2009, thus making them recipients to a bailout. Now, essentially what this 650-page report does is that it's, again, made by the senators, and what these senators want is they want charges brought against Goldman Sachs by the Justice Department, okay? But what's going to happen here is the American people are going to fall asleep at the wheel, and here's why. What happened is that when the bailouts happened, yes, there was a little bit of debate about, should the bailout go through, should the bailout not go through. There was a lot of moaning and groaning from the American people, but there wasn't a whole lot of anger or displeasure that was actually displayed during the bailouts, okay? It's like the American people just kind of sat back and let the bailouts happen because I guess they felt, there was nothing that they could do. Okay? Well, here we go again. The American people are falling asleep at the wheel, and here's why. Okay, the American people are letting their own government govern themselves, and here we have a couple senators and a few other people who are all involved in this report. And they're saying, all right, we're going to get to the bottom of this, and we're going to press charges against Goldman Sachs. In my honest opinion, I see no charges being pressed against Goldman Sachs, and here's why. There are countless ties to our government and Goldman Sachs that there's no way charges are going to be pressed against Goldman Sachs. There's no way. The American people are going to fall asleep at the wheel on this because they're just going to let the government govern themselves. And again, the American people are more worried about Dancing with the Stars, American Idol, their favorite sports team, or what else is on TV. The American people need to voice their anger, but they won't because they're sleeping. Why? Because they think that their own government has the answer each and every time. And this is not the case. Moving on to the next story. Here we have this. 30 in CIA spy ring arrested, Iran claims. Beirut, Lebanon. Iran declared yesterday that it had uncovered and dismantled what it called a U.S. espionage and sabotage network and arrested 30 people allegedly for spying from the CIA. The statement said that the network was run by the CIA agents in the U.S. embassies and in the U.S. Arab Emirates. Turkey and Malaysia were sought for information from the scientific research and academic centers, especially in terms of nuclear energy, aerospace, defense industries, and biotechnology, plus oil and gas pipelines, border controls, and telecommunications and electricity networks were also spied upon by the CIA. Okay, now, so what's going on with this? Alright, obviously, this seems very interesting as to when this claim comes out. It has a lot to do with the Osama bin Laden killing, which was just a couple of weeks ago. Now we have this CIA spy ring that was caught by Iran. Well, I find that very interesting because the CIA is said to be part of al-Qaida, and honestly I believe that. Okay, there's a huge connection between al-Qaida and the CIA. Now I find the timing of this rather impeccable. Like I said, with the Osama killing, now we have this spy ring. It just seems like there's just more to the scene than what's really going on. There's a lot of information behind the scenes that we're not going to see. But if you read the articles, you'll figure out just exactly what they're pointing to. All right, the articles will be underneath. Now, moving on to the next article. This one is rather interesting. It's an attack on the Second Amendment. After altercation, Philadelphia police say they won't look the other way on open carry gun owners. Now, basically, this is going to be an attack on people who open carry their guns. Obviously, open carry means when your gun is in visible view, okay? It's not concealed in your pocket or inside your waistband. So what Philadelphia is saying, anybody who open carries from this weekend on will be questioned and possibly arrested, because there was a huge incident that happened in Philadelphia where there was a 25-year-old IT worker who did a lot of open carry, and then they're concerned about people who have unconcealed guns in the city. So now they're saying, all right, we're going to break down on the people who open carry. Again, this is a huge attack on the Second Amendment. Please check this one out as well. Now, here's an interesting article talking about the Second Amendment. A Florida business giving away a shotgun with every air conditioner purchase. This is rather interesting. They are giving away a Remington 870 12 gauge with every air conditioner and installation purchase. Apparently the company is trying to make ends meet, and they're trying to stimulate their services. So they figured that if they gave away a shotgun, then perhaps their business would turn around and they could get more customers. Well, this is kind of interesting that they're giving away shotguns, because this story leads right into the next story. Okay, they're giving away shotguns, and here's a real good reason why. Supreme Court rules in California that they must free tens of thousands of prison inmates. Yes, that's right. They are freeing tens of thousands of inmates. And in fact, it's so many inmates that California is set to release 46,000 detainees currently in the California prison system. Okay? They will be doing that relatively soon. I don't think they came up with a date as to when that's going to happen, but it is going to be soon. And the reason why they had to do this is that their prisons were at a percentile of 137.5% of capacity, which is obviously over full capacity. So they had to do something, and so what they're doing is they are releasing 46,000 convicted felons from prison. So it's a good thing you got your air conditioner and got that shotgun so you can defend yourself. So there's a little wrap up of this weekend and what happened. Like I said, the rapture didn't happen. So again, some big things that were going on. Check out the links. They are underneath.